What's up, guys? Welcome back again to your Heroclix headquarters. Today we're going to do a team build for a 300 point modern Pauper Highlander. Now for Pauper events, that means it's going to be commons and uncommons and like fast forces and starter set figures only. So that makes team building much harder. And on top of that, you got Highlander, so we can only use one of each character. Basically, kind of like every character is a unique figure in a sense. So it makes team building very fun and interesting. Now, I played this team in a recent Master Mold event and I came in second. Shucks, this close to winning myself a Master Mold. I think if my luck was a little bit better on some dice rolls, I maybe could have got it. I don't know. I did crit miss twice on a flurry, killing a figure at the last minute, which made my opponent win. And that was the only reason I lost one of my 3 games. But anyway. It was still a fun event, and this team performed very good for me besides that. So without further ado, let's just check it out. All right, you guys, so like I said, this is a 300 point modern Pauper Highlander team. So if you guys got any Pauper events coming up, I would suggest trying out this team because I think it actually does very well. Now we'll start off with the main guy of the team here, Sunspot. Now for 75 points, we will be playing him at his full point value. And now really the main reason we need him is for this team up card, the AIM theme team up card. So basically just when establishing theme teams, friendly characters with the AIM keyword gain the Avengers keyword. So that lets us cheat the theme a little bit and put some AIM characters on this Avengers team that wouldn't normally be there. But then he also has this pretty great trait that when he is targeted by a range attack after resolutions, you can heal him a click and remove an action token from him. There was a few of my games where people looked at that trait and just said, no, I'm not going to shoot at him because even if I hit him for a couple clicks, after the 18 with energy shield, he's just going to heal one of it and remove his token. So not really worth the time. So that's really cool because a lot of times it just makes people not want to attack him at all. Then he also has this really great leadership power that also says once per turn for all friendly characters with this power, when another friendly character that shares a keyword is given a second action token. After resolutions, you may roll a d6 and on a 4 through 6 heal that character 1 click. So this used to be really great at kind of, getting rid of pushing damage in a sense, but pushing damage is no longer a thing. So just being able to heal anytime somebody gets a second action token can be nice. It's like a 50% chance that you get to heal a click, which actually does come up quite often, especially in these like Pauper type of games, because most of the time you're not just getting one shot right away. So you can actually use that to heal up a couple clicks throughout the game a lot of the time. So it's really nice. And then we'll take a look at his dial there. And he starts out with running shot, 11 attack for 4 damage with penetrating blast. So he's a pretty great attacker. 18 with energy shield does keep him pretty well safe. Flight is also pretty nice. And wild card. Nothing really to wild card on this team, but I just like this figure overall. I think he's actually really good. So the next thing I wanted to bring in was Voyager. I've used Voyager like a million times. If you guys have seen my Black Leopard, Black Widow, Captain Marvel Voyager build, then you know. I've used her plenty. I used her in States, if you guys watched my States playthrough. That team did great. I think people sleep on Voyager. I think she's way better than people even realize, honestly. With the changes to carry and the Avengers team ability, she has a 14 phase teleport. She can get 15 squares out. I mean, carrying 3 people, 15 squares phase teleport across the map is just nuts. Tell me any character that can carry your whole team farther than that. I'll wait. So we'll take a look at her card here just in case you guys haven't seen it. The I Sense a Greater Challenge trait is pretty cool. She gets to heal 1 click past her starting line if they have any basically equipment or special terrain or location bonuses. Now given that this is a Pauper Highlander event, probably not going to see any equipment. Special terrain you might see the WWE ring. Location bonuses are definitely a possibility. So there's some odds that you might heal that click, but even if you don't, honestly, I like starting on click 1 with the Perplex. If you go to click 0, you get Outwit, And I already have an outwit on this team, so I kind of just like having the perplex otherwise. But then she has this awesome trait where she can use passenger 1 or passenger 3 if she only carries characters that share a keyword with her, and she can carry characters regardless of flight or giant size, which is really nice. And then she has telekinesis, but only to place characters, and when she uses it, neither she nor the target character's square need line of fire to the destination square, which is just so useful. I can't tell you how many times I just throw that out. People don't see it coming. They never see that coming. You TK somebody from behind her up, you know, behind a wall or something, and they're just like, what? I didn't see that coming at all. Like, nobody expects it. It's pretty great, honestly. Oh, and don't forget she's power cosmic, so she can roll for willpower every turn. That does come up quite a bit because taking her tokens off is huge. It gets you more uses of TK. It gets you more repositioning throughout the game. It definitely helps out a lot. So remember to roll for her willpower. Now, the main reason I wanted to play her to carry somebody around is because we're going to use Medusa here. This Medusa and Voyager are both from the Avengers, Black Panther, and the Illuminati set. And the reason I like this Medusa so much is because she has this trait, Living Locks, free, generate a living hair bystander max 1. Then you take a look at the living hair bystander. It is autonomous, so that gives you an autonomous attacker. And it says, after resolutions of any action, if living hair is not adjacent to the character that generated it, KO it. And living hair has the printed combat values and can use the standard powers displayed on the dial of the character that generated it, protected pulse wave. So very good things there. Basically, on click number 1, she's got sidestep, 11 attack, precision strike, 17 with energy shield, and 3 damage with leadership. So because it's a free action to generate the POG, and I do have the little bystander here from the Dyson token pack, because that's a free action, you can generate that POG, it can attack, it has 2 range also it could shoot with, and then I've seen people say that with the changes to pushing damage, she is less useful somehow, and I don't understand that at all, because you can't push the token to death or whatever, but you can, as long as you're on click 1, you can sidestep that POG away, and it can kill itself that way. If any resolution of any action that is not adjacent to her, it'll kill itself. So you don't need to push the POG to kill it, and I've seen people say that they could push her to get blades on the POG. I honestly prefer the 11 attack, 3 damage myself with the precision, but that's just me. So yeah, basically you can take a free action, drop the POG, attack next turn. If the POG is still there, it can attack again. Then it can sidestep away to kill itself, because after the resolution of any action it's not adjacent to her, it dies. And then she can take the free action to just drop another POG. So, you know, you can kind of get 2 attacks a turn out of it if you start, you know, getting that going like that. So it's pretty great. It also gives you another leadership at the beginning of your turn if you have both of them out there, which is pretty awesome. So I definitely recommend trying to keep her on click 1. People do be coming for her right away, though. She definitely has a big target on her back because of that fact that she can just generate that token after being carried like 15 squares from Voyager, too. Is pretty awesome. And now to make this even deadlier, we can't play 2 or 3 of her because this is a Highlander team, which means we can only play 1 of each character. So we're going to bring in Dr. Aaliyah Gregor, and that's part of the reason we're playing his team-up card, so that we can get the AIM keyword characters on Avengers, because she does have AIM keyword there. And the main reason we're playing her, you know, she's got another leadership, but mainly because of the unique modifier that friendly bystanders within 5 squares modify combat values +1. All combat values. So I'll pull this back up again. If you drop that POG with an 11 attack, 3 damage, it's actually going to have a 12 attack, 4 damage with a 3 range. And it's going to have an 18 with energy shield. So the POG is going to be pretty freaking powerful at that point, just being within 5 squares of her. And so that's the main reason we're bringing her in, just to make that POG that much deadlier. Stealth does help keep her safe. Willpower is kind of nice. You know, if you need to move her around or whatever, you can roll for willpower. I usually just carry her, so it's not really a big deal, though. And then in-cap. I do try to make an in-cap attack if I have actions left. We do have leadership, so, you know, we have 4 actions, and we have a couple autonomous characters. We'll get to the other one here in just a second. So you might have enough actions to just make a little in-cap attack, because why not? But the main reason she's here is to just pump up that POG. Now, the next character I want to bring in to make full use of this whole AIM theme team is going to be Dario Agger. Now, he's from the Captain America and the Avengers set. If you guys have not seen him before, I highly recommend checking him out. For Pauper games especially, he is insanely good. He has this plus 25 point trait that we could use, but I opted not to use it this time. I didn't have enough points for it. I had a bunch of other stuff on this team. But it gives him shape change and the ability to turn into a Minotaur from that set if he would be KO'd. So that's pretty nice. But the main reason we're playing him is because he has Outwit, Probability Control, and opposing characters within 5 squares can't use team abilities. So just if we happen to be going against, you know, like a Batman team or something, shutting off all their stealth is great. A Mystics team, maybe getting rid of Mystics is very useful. Wonder Woman's getting rid of that Wonder Woman team ability is great. You know, there's a lot of great team abilities in the game right now. Getting rid of them is very useful. Speaking of Mystics, he has Mystics, so if they do go out of their way to hit him, they're going to take some Mystics damage. Mastermind and Stealth do keep him very well protected, as well as TK also adds more utility for him. Having Telekinesis, Outwit, and Prob Control is just so much for 50 points. Not to mention turning off all the team abilities within 5 squares of him as well. So all in all, he's just a very good support figure. Coming up next on this Avengers team, we have the Flash Thompson from the Spider-Man and Venom Absolute Carnage set. He is also autonomous, like I kind of mentioned earlier. We had another autonomous character. And because he's an uncommon figure, and this is a Pauper event, we can still use at least one of his secret identities. So we got Agent Venom for the sideline, and this guy honestly was my MVP during the event that I played this in. Once they deal with Flash, he just pops out and starts going crazy with the flurry blades. So we'll take a look at both of them real fast. So of course he's got the awesome secret identity trait, so when he would be KO'd, you can instead replace him with the secret identity character, which is going to be Agent Venom there. I'll click number 9, and if that character is KO'd, then your opponent scores an additional 25 points. So if they kill him and they don't kill Venom, they don't score any points for him. They only score his points plus 25 if they kill him and Venom. But then traded plasticity and shape change is huge. Really, I would just throw this guy into the middle of my opponent's team, and they just had to deal with him. And you would not believe how much plasticity shape change can just screw up a whole entire team, because the range attackers are trying to break away to running shot. They can't get anywhere. They try to punch him and he rolls shape change a couple times and they just waste their turn. It's great. So they really just focus him down super hard, and then you just pop out Agent Venom. But also it's great because opposing characters within 4 squares can't use shape change. This other trait of his is super awesome. Just, you know, in case you happen to run across some shape change, it's very useful. Sidestep, 10 attack, 2 damage with close combat expert means he can do some pretty good damage there. And poison, especially with that plasticity. Like I said, people really don't want to be anywhere near this guy. Also, the willpower on top of it's pretty nice, so he can potentially just keep going. There's a lot of willpower on this set. There's like 3 characters with willpower, and there's like 3 or 4 characters with leadership. So there's lots of token removal on this set, and there's at least 2 attackers with autonomous, so you really don't have to worry about your action economy like at all, and that's one of the great things I love about this team. But anyway, so he just makes a pretty good little close attacker and a very good tie-up piece, and just kind of team strategy ruiner there. And like I said, if they do manage to take him out, then they just have to deal with this guy. He has improved movement for elevated hindering, and improved targeting can make range attacks while adjacent. Honestly, I never used that. I kind of forgot I even had that, but that's pretty awesome to have. At the beginning of your turn, you can roll a d6 and move him up to half the result. That's great. That gives you like a mini charge or a mini running shot every turn. Just be able to keep him moving like that is super useful. He also has a plasticity and shape change trait, and he has a special defense power that gives him super senses and toughness. So this guy pops out with an 18 defense with 2 rollouts and some toughness. Pretty crazy. He also has Battle Fury, so he can also get through shape change if necessary, and Flurry Blades, so he can do some big damage there. So yeah, he's great. He was definitely MVP in like 2 of my games, though I will mention that in one of my games he actually crit missed twice on a flurry and basically ended up killing himself, and that actually cost me that round. I barely lost at the last minute because of that. So that kind of sucked, but besides that, he was killing people. I mean, he took out like 2 Amazos during the event and a bunch of other stuff. So he was definitely MVP otherwise. Now we've got 20 points left over, so I thought I'd just go ahead and throw in Aim Red. He's got aim and Avengers keywords, so he fits nicely. And he's just going to help our damage output quite a bit because he's got a trait that says at the beginning of the game, for all characters with this trait, choose Empower or Enhancement. They can use the chosen power this game. If they are part of a named theme team, you can choose both. So they have Empower and Enhancement, which is really nice to help up everybody's damage value. I usually have Sunspot carry him around for a 5 damage penetrating blast, and then I try to get him to sidestep over to help empower the living hair, empower or enhance the living hair to shoot or hit for 5 damage with Aaliyah there, giving her +1. You got a 12 attack, 5 damage. And being next to him also, he can swing for like 11 attack, 4 damage. He can flurry with an 11 attack, 4 damage. So just having this guy all around gets our damage way up. You can hit surprisingly hard. And I'll have him shoot sometimes. He's got a 10 attack, 2 damage, and 4 range with sidestep. So he can take a shot sometimes too. And people don't really expect that. But mainly just helps everybody else hit a lot harder. So that's pretty much the team right there. It did pretty well for me. I did come in second. If I didn't crit miss his flurry, potentially could have won, but it is what it is. All in all, I think it's a great team. You've got tons of actions to use, tons of leadership, tons of willpower to remove your action tokens. Action economy is not really an issue. She can carry half your team, like over halfway across the map, so... and with her TK and his running shot and everything else, you know, mobility really is not an issue at all. You have him to lock up your opponent's team and mess with them, potentially poison them, and if they hit him, he comes in and just literally destroys everything. You've got Outwit, Prob Control, Perplex, you've got Theme Team Probs, tons of leadership, like I said, so you've got all the support powers you could need. It's just a really great team, very well balanced, and like I said, with his Empower Enhancement, and her plus winning all the stats on the Pog and everything else going on, you can hit surprisingly hard, do some surprising amounts of damage to some of these figures, and I think it really takes people off guard sometimes. So I really like the team a lot. I hope you guys enjoy it too. If you guys have any Pauper events coming up, maybe try it out if you don't have any better ideas, and I would love to hear how it goes for you guys. But anyway, that's about it. Alright, so that's going to do it for this video. As always, if you guys enjoyed this team build, make sure you smash that like button. It does help me out a lot. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this team. Have you guys played in any Pauper events recently? What kind of teams did you come up with? And have you played in any Master Mold events? Did you guys win yourself a Master Mold? That guy's pretty awesome right now. But yeah, don't forget to click that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any future videos. And if you'd like to help support the channel even more, you can check the links in the description for our Patreon. And you can see your name here in the credits with all these other great people. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. And until next time, this has been Heroclix Headquarters, signing off.